Welcome to the Turing Test, listeners. Today we're diving right into that crazy clip from Wendy's Drive-Thru, where an AI took 3 burger combos in 27 seconds. No human headset, no repeat order, just pure algorithmic magic.
Yep, that clip really set the tone. It got everyone buzzing. Yeah, about whether today's robots are eyeing our jobs.
Absolutely. And it leads us straight into our big theme. Will AI steal our jobs or actually boost our productivity? I mean, think about it. Goldman Sachs, back in March 2023, warned that generative AI might automate tasks worth 300 million full-time jobs.
Right.
But then they also predicted a 7% global GDP surge.
That duality is fascinating. On one hand, there's talk of massive unemployment. On the other, a major productivity uplift. It really makes you wonder which narrative holds more weight today.
Exactly. Historically, any major tech leap, from the steam engine to spreadsheets, had people panicking at first. Yet, those advances ended up expanding labor demand in ways we couldn't have imagined.
True. History shows that the really disruptive changes eventually create new fields and roles. But it's not all smooth sailing.
Right, and that's our first question. Are we staring down mass unemployment? Or is this just the next productivity revolution? And the International Labor Organization had something interesting. They pegged fully automatable roles at only 2.3%, but flagged that about 40% of roles have key tasks exposed to AI. So, potentially, bits of our workday might be transformed, even if our whole career doesn't vanish overnight.
It's like your job is a big pizza, but AI is grabbing a few slices here and there, right?
Exactly. And that seamlessly transitions us into question 2. Where's the chopping block? And where's the power-up? Routine, rules-based gigs are the obvious target. Think about basic customer support, data entry, or even drive-through cashiers. With speech recognition and language generation finally reliable and cheap, those tasks are ripe for automation.
Yeah, but then there's the twist. The Wendy's example leaves the kitchen, dining room, and regional management untouched. It's clear that while some roles are nearly fully automatable, many parts of a job require that human touch.
Exactly. And then you see creative and analytical fields, even tech and medicine, where AI acts like an Iron Man exosuit rather than a replacement. It handles the boring boilerplate stuff, and humans get to, steer the mission.
That's a great point. But here's a thought. Some critics say that even in these augmented fields, the AI might eventually push out junior positions if you're not upskilling fast enough. What do you think about that?
I get that concern. Look at radiology. If AI spots tumors faster than a junior doctor, then yes, those early career roles could feel the squeeze. But this brings us to our third question. Can augmentation actually outpace displacement if we measure it right?
That's where the European Central Bank survey comes in. They found that in Europe, around 60% of companies reported double-digit productivity gains with generative AI, and importantly, with no net headcount cuts.
Exactly. And even more interesting, companies in which frontline staff got to design the AI workflows, rather than having top-down mandates, actually saw a morale boost.
Right.
So it's not just about cutting costs, it's about enhancing human creativity and skill.
So, really, augmentation is kind of a double-edged sword. Today's AI copilot might become tomorrow's competitor if you don't keep leveling up. It's both promising and challenging.
Exactly. Which leads us into question 4. What can governments and companies do to manage this transition? Policy ideas, like universal basic income, have been around for a while, but targeted reskilling seems to be delivering faster wins. Chicago City Council, for instance, approved a significant AI skills grant, channeling $25 million to help hospitality workers transition into data operations boot camps.
And don't forget Finland's Learn and Earn initiative, tying unemployment benefits to completing modular AI courses. That's innovation right there, nurturing talent while safeguarding livelihoods.
Plus the 4-day workweek pilot in the UK, which saw productivity jump enough that 92% of firms stuck with the shorter week post-pilot. It's elegant economics. If AI raises output by 20%, you can cut hours by 10% and still see growth.
True. And also, some companies are experimenting with job sharing. 2 part-timers paired with 1 AI agent equate 1 full-time equivalent, plus more inclusive talent. But here's where I wonder. Do you think these policies are scalable across all industries? Or will some sectors inevitably face harsher cuts?
Good question. I respectfully challenge that notion a bit. While some sectors might seem more vulnerable, a combination of strategic reskilling and public policy engagement could level the playing field. It might be a bit uneven at first, but transparency in augmentation indexes could help CFOs move beyond default headcount cuts.
Right. Having robust metrics will be key. And speaking of personal impact, that neatly segues into question 5. What can the individual do to future-proof their career?
Exactly. And this is where our listeners can really take action. Step 1. Perform a task inventory. List out your repetitive digital tasks, like email triage or generating status reports. Then, test a mainstream generative tool, say GPT-4 or GitHub Copilot, to see where you can shave off 30% of the time. It's like finding hidden time treasure.
And step 2 is to cultivate meta skills. Negotiation, systems thinking, cross-functional communication. These are not so easily automated.
Exactly. And step 3, build a public track record. Document your wins on LinkedIn, add them to your portfolio, even post short tutorials on TikTok. Hiring algorithms now search for keywords like prompt engineered and throughput increased by 40%. It's like your resume is evolving into a digital showcase.
Right on. And then there's the call to engage with policy. Voting, providing input on draft AI guidelines, joining tech committees if available. More voices mean more balanced regulation, which is essential.
Indeed. And lastly, stay playful. Remember how the folks tinkering with early Photoshop ended up as creative directors? Curiosity really compounds over time and opens doors you might not expect.
Along with that, there's an interesting tidbit from the ILO study. It notes that women are slightly more likely to be in roles augmented rather than replaced, which could hint at a positive push for gender equity.
And rural communities might also benefit. With remote-first AI workflows, high-skill roles can be distributed more evenly across geographies instead of forcing everyone into urban centers.
Yep, I have to share a personal anecdote here. As someone who's been exploring these tech tools, I've found that using an AI summarizer for my prep work not only saves time, but actually deepens my research. It's all about how augmentation equals elevation.
Exactly. Which reminds me, I recently automated my show note timestamps, saving me about 40 minutes per episode. Did I lose any job security? Not at all. I gained extra time to book groundbreaking guests.
And that really drives home the point. While there's risk of disruption, new job roles are already sprouting up. Think about titles like AI ethics lead, synthetic data architect, or multimodal prompt strategist, jobs that didn't exist even 5 years ago.
It's the same story as when electricity replaced candles. New opportunities arose instead. Embracing reinvention is key.
Right. So, to wrap up our discussion, risk of mass unemployment is non-zero, but overstated. Sector reshuffles are, guaranteed, and the net effect really depends on how fast we upskill and redesign work around AI.
Absolutely. And we must remember that our approach to augmentation, using it as a tool to boost human skills, will define our future. Our choices today shape whether AI becomes our exosuit, helping us soar, or a competitor to keep an eye on.
And as a final call to action for our listeners, keep experimenting with these technologies, upskill continuously, and engage actively in policy discussions.
Right, because jobs evolve as technology evolves. Tomorrow's episode, by the way, will tackle another hot topic, AI versus El Niño, diving into how machine learning forecasts extreme weather events. You won't want to miss that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So, like and subscribe, and drop your comments, whether good or bad. Your input helps shape our future discussions as we navigate this rapidly changing landscape together.
In short, while there are challenges ahead, the path is one of adaptation and reinvention. Embrace the change, future-proof your skills, and let technology be the enhancement it's meant to be.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us today on the Turing Test, your daily deep dive into the world of AI and innovation. Catch you on the next ride.